Most people think of weddings as grand, beautiful, and chaotic, a swirl of emotions, rituals, and floral archways. But behind those seamless, Instagram worthy moments is someone quietly scripting every second. Today's guest spent years in boardrooms at IBM and Lenovo before trading in corporate decks for Mandap decor. He's lived across cultures, led global teams, and now runs Catapultt Weddings, one of the few companies that blends artistic design with operational precision. You see his work in wedding reels, but you rarely hear his story. This is Manish Fitkariwala, and this is the VIC Fix. Manish ji, welcome on the show. Such a pleasure to have you
Always
here.
a pleasure, baby.
Let's go back right to where it all started. We know that you were in the corporate sector for a very long time. How did the transition into weddings happen?
That's quite interesting, actually. Been almost 18 plus years in corporate life. I think way back, if I recall, 2014, there was a sense of feel to come back to India. Actually, I was based out of Sri Lanka that time. I had my first daughter in 2013. And there was an urge that, want to come back to India, settle down to India. Even in my corporate days, I always had this inclination towards being a part of events and get-togethers. And in corporate you have all this dealers meet and all those stuff. Fortunately, got a good opportunity at the beginning of 2015, wherein there was a lot happening in Sri Lanka, right, as a destination. It was a lot of economic changeover was happening. There was a lot of investments being poured in from different parts of the world. And I found that territory as an opportunity to do something with Sri Lanka. I exactly didn't know what to do with Sri Lanka, but do something with Sri Lanka.
Right.
So that triggered off, came back to India, and all started then Sri Lanka.
So, on your corporate job, you were actually posted in Sri Lanka.
Yes,
is
I
it?
was. Almost 5 years I was in Sri Lanka, where I was working for an international company, and I was heading the operations around
Right.
400 plus people team I had. I had multiple territories reporting to me.
Was this transition to weddings sudden, or was it like part of a plan how you approached it?
Bit of both, we can be very honest to you. It started off as a trade between India and Sri Lanka in terms of something to do with travel trade. Periodically, it shaped up from a trade to a wedding.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you weren't moving from marketing to marketing, you were moving into a whole new industry. Okay. What scared you the most about this pivot?
So I would use the word scared. There was nothing that was scary. In terms of concerns, yes, whether, it's wrong on my part to say that, no, I was very confident I'll be successful. But one thing that worked for me, I never had a plan B. So I think perhaps that helped me. My great grandfather used to say always कि जब बहुत सारे बैकअप प्लान्स होते हैं लाइफ में तो प्लान ए सक्सेसफुल होने के चांसेस कम हो जाते
कम होते हैं हाँ
तो शायद वो वर्कआउट किया इट वाज नॉट अ स्केयर आई वाज डिटरमिन्ड बट या देयर वर concerns, there were butterflies, how it will shape up.
Your website says Catapult fuses creativity with management style. What KPIs do you still use from your corporate field to track progress in today's world?
I think that's a very interesting subject. This is something which I am very personally passionate about. I have been fortunate to work with some of the best of bosses in my life. Whatever I learned from them. Common denominator, if you ask me, amongst all that learning was do your homework right. I'll give you a very small example. Even a quick brief meeting if I have with the couple or my team have with the couple or the family. Within 24 hours, we make a MOM of that. And we ensure that is being circulated to both the families and internally too. Because in the kind of cycle we have for the wedding, it's almost like 3 months, 6 months.
Yeah.
Multiple meetings happens, multiple discussions happens. One fine point on one of the meeting was said by somebody in the family that becomes very, very important on the day of the event. So we ensure, this is just one of the things I'm saying.
Right.
In terms of KPIs were very clear that do your homework right, and be meticulous in your planning. So just one simple KPI is do your homework right.
Let us specifically talk about the entire Sri Lanka episode because I think this has played a very major part. You spent over a decade in Sri Lanka, right?
More than that,
Yeah. What did that experience teach you about culture, scale, and service?
So something which started as a business opportunity, over a period of time, it became a passion, right? Sri Lanka has a lot to offer. A lot of my friends, my industry colleagues always say that, इसको श्रीलंका के लिए बोलने मत बोल. We'll start. I still believe even 10% of Sri Lanka is not explored by Indians. I have some sense of bonding with Sri Lanka as a territory, uh, specific to that beauty that the beaches provide, the overall warmness of the people there,
Right.
the hospitality. Even if you ride a tuk-tuk there and you will very rarest of rare chance will be cheated, and that guy maybe from a small village will be so warm to you, and
Right.
so overall that warmness of that place, the natural beauty, and plus from business perspective, a lot of international brands like Sangrilas and in terms of Hayats, in terms of Marriott's, and even the local chains like Cinnamon Life and all, they invested a lot in the territory.
Okay.
In terms of the inventory build up, in terms of the venues built up. So that's also a combination which perhaps still makes me very positive that there's a lot to do be done in Sri Lanka.
What's one misconception that Indians have about hospitality in South Asian cultures?
Hospitality is not only limited to manpower, it's the warmness. I always say there's a difference between providing services and providing hospitality. Service is what you deliver, what you've been asked for.
Right.
Hospitality is beyond that, what you have been asked for. So I think that differential between services and hospitality as a subject, I think is still a little misunderstood.
Right.
South Asian countries. So I think, but no, it's happening. A lot of clientels, a lot of ultra HNIs and HNIs clients which we work with, they understand the difference of hospitality. And, it's evolving.
What elements from a Lankan wedding have Indian couples surprisingly fallen in love with?
The overall feel factor of a beach in Sri Lanka is very rare to be find in other South Asian countries.
Right.
So overall, the beach vibes in terms of both weather, the cleanliness, the grandiousness that can be created. Because when we develop an itinerary, we try that as much of the events can be outdoor.
Right.
So I personally always say to the families that in all the way you do for a destination wedding,
Right.
be it Sri Lanka, we keep doing other territories also. Outdoor is something which I am more inclined to, doing when you are going all the way to a destination wedding. So the overall vibes, what has been created over a period of time by us, the kind of elements, the kind of setups we have done, is something which has really been good to us. The most important factor for a planner is how does he creates those moments which post-wedding family cherishes and just recalls,
Remembers forever.
leaving a moment of memory to them.
Right. When people hear wedding planning, they often picture creativity. But Catapult seems deeply rooted in systems. Okay. Why was structure such a big focus for you?
I think that's the core of any organization, and that should be the core of any organization. Creativity, yes, is very important. There's a lot of money involved. A lot of this is just not one event of your life. This is the event of your life. As I said, yes, creativity has a lot to do with a lot of newer ideas to come. But at the end of the day, it's those 500, 600, 800 people who are coming on an invitation by a family of maybe 10, 20 people. And those people have totally trusted me or Catapult as a brand, right? Even to a smallest of thing like an RSVP or the logistics management, the whole warmness of the hospitality desk, there's a lot of processes involved, a lot of
Right.
team involved, a lot of
Yeah.
planning involved. So I'm a very firm believer that in wedding or as such any social grandeur event, what we scale of events, what we do is the systems, the processes that define the outcome of a sweet memory. Systems and processes build organizations.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
name a company in and around you, if they are successful, it's their systems, the culture, the processes which have made them successful.
How did your corporate background influence how you hire, manage, or train wedding teams today?
Hiring is something which is very unorganized in our sector. But you know what? I have been a bit blessed in over a period of 10 years to have a very good team. Part of the company, even the extended team, like the
Right.
suppliers, the partners who work with us in terms of hotels or in terms of production or in terms of entertainment or catering. Somehow I am been very really blessed. I can only thank God for this. Is that I have been lucky to have good people to work with me. Having said so, uh, in terms of Catapult, I we keep doing workshops within our company.
Right.
We keep doing like so review systems are very strong.
Okay.
That after every event, the whole team sits down, finds out what was something which was commendable, what was something which could have been better. So I think the overall review system has worked a lot, which has
Great.
perhaps helped the team to be associated and grow together. And as I said, what I have learned over a period of time, you are as good as your team.
Absolutely.
You're as good as your team.
Yeah.
And, so yes, a lot of help has come from the corporate life. The kind of culture, in the initial days of Canon or Lenovo and other companies which I have worked for,
Right.
multiple MNC companies, this was very process oriented.
Correct.
Very, very process oriented. And that has surely helped.
Tell me about a moment when operational precision saved an event that could have gone sideways.
See, how much you plan, there are always last minute changes, last minute surprises in terms of guest list or arrivals,
Right.
or in terms of even sometimes the itinerary. I recall one of the best incident that happened in Bangalore
Okay.
around 3 years back. So we did had a wedding in JW Marriott called Share. And on the day of the wedding, from nowhere, zero forecast. For 20 minutes, there was a rain pour, which was like cats and dogs. The whole infra was set up by, from Delhi, team came down and there was a very grandeur setup which was done. Bharat came and just on the verge of when the Bharat was entering the venue, just a quick 15 minutes of showering. It was not a shower. It was something which was, I have not seen it in Bangalore ever. And that blew up everything. But to the extent I can say I had chandeliers floating, I had sofas flying, Trust to me.
It's so bad.
It was really that bad. You can Google that date. It was the worst rain that has ever happened in Bangalore. And genuinely, I didn't have a plan B. And I have no harm in admitting I had seriously no plan. Because there's no way that rain could have planned. There was no forecast for it and nothing. And I had a moment where the bride's mother was standing in the corner somewhere under a shelter, heavily raining. And her eyes were shoggy when she was. I remember that wedding we planned for over a period of 6 months. Very minute things were planned, And it was the first wedding in the family after a long time. I just caught her eye and just walked down to her. Maniji, kya ho? And I said, just impulsively, I said, give me 45 minutes. I'll do everything that you have thought of for your daughter. And we shifted to the best of our ability, the food, the setup, even the bridegroom entry, whatever, all the smallest of elements we had planned, to the pre-function area of the ballroom, which was very far away from the venue. period of 1 hour, 15 minutes. And after that, the kind of warmness, the kind of love that I got from the family, and still they remain to be one of my mascot clients. I think that moment uh, was emotional,
Right.
very challenging. It gives me goosebumps when I remember that day. And it was around 800 plus people.
Yeah.
And that also made me learn something.
Right.
You need to have always a plan B when you are planning a wedding. Yeah, that's one moment I always remember.
Yeah.
Very challenging for me.
When you execute grand scale weddings, there's always a budget versus vision clash that happens. How have you dealt with this? And usually, what's the kind of compromise that you go for?
So not dealt with. I dealt with this half an hour back also. I keep dealing with that. You have to be a bit upfront to the family in terms of expectations and budgets. I will not use the word compromise. At times, we do fitment of both.
Okay.
How do we ensure that a family's expectations are done within the given budget? So that fitment is something which there's no template to it. We can be very honest. It's more, it's not system driven. If you're expecting something to be done, there's a cost to it. There's a budget to it. And at times, if that budget is not allocated, then there are different ways of doing it in a different way, where commercial things can be taken care of. But if you're very particular about that, you need this, and then we are also very upfront. There's a cost to it. I think most of the families understand that now.
You have said wedding planning isn't about fixing problems, it's about anticipating them, right? Can you break this down for us?
If you keep doing spot facts fixing on the day of the event, so one, that you have not planned it, you're not done your homework properly.
Right.
Second is that if you, on the D day, if you are doing the fixing, where are you adding the warmness and hospitality and that, the overall services that you were supposed to do? So you were somewhere, you will be compromising on that.
Correct.
Because you are only fixing problems. Anticipating problems is, as I said, it's experience comes into picture. Almost like if I see my career over 28 years now, from corporate background to weddings to doing very ultra HNI weddings today, or social events, or different government projects or corporate projects, what we do, right? That experience comes a lot into play, when you anticipate what can happen, plan B, or even on a plan A, what can come. It breaks down. It breaks down very simply. You select who all are the stakeholders in that event,
Right.
who are the number of suppliers in that, and what is their key requirement. Like, for example, I'll tell you, we have a very strong process within the company. To every single partner whom we work with in the event, there's a job sheet that goes to them.
Okay.
With details of what we intend to. Then they reply back to what are their requirements.
Right.
So there's a checklist being maintained for every smallest of vendor.
Okay.
I personally ensure that any wedding with you, my major stakeholders has visited the venue with me once before the wedding, at least once.
Okay.
So there are multiple teams who keeps going for layouting and different work. But that is one visit with me where what I have envisioned with the family, or I have thought about what I intend to do on that day, is been downloaded to my partners.
Got it.
Right.
So they're all on the same
They're
page.
all on the same page. Right. So I think that helps a lot in terms of, on the day. I think I'll keep on saying that, passion drives business for sure, right? But it's the systems and processes which makes the business successful.
What's the wildest client request you have ever received, and how did you pull it off?
I would refrain from answering you this, Vicky. There is, don't even ask me. Some of the wildest things, since I'm on camera, I would rather say, one of my wedding we were doing in Dubai, 2 days, one day before the wedding, client came up that, Manish, why don't we deck up this entire pool, right? And there was a huge setup to be done, which was there in the plan 3-4 months back. Then it got diluted, and one day before the wedding, the family felt, no, we should do this. It was, and that with my instant it was, it's wild, and it's can't even think of doing it.
Right.
And but it happened. We pulled it off. Again, blessed with good partners. So I think that was very wild.
Right.
Or I can go back to your other statement. You said scary.
Yeah.
That was scary that day.
Yeah.
Other than that, off the camera, you asked me, there are a lot of other wild things I did.
But I remember this specific instance that you had told me once. I think there are two instances actually. I think one was in Sri Lanka, wherein
That was very interesting. That was not in Sri Lanka, I think. That was in Goa, I believe. Yeah, I think in Goa.
Right.
And it was around 11:30, 11:45, almost in the night. And the property, if I recall properly, it was very remote of the town city. And almost like 10, 15 kilometers, there was nothing there. And suddenly the Pandit came to one of my girls and said, Beta, Havan Kund bhul gaye. She saw this chat and she said, Sir, aapne likha hai ki aap lekar aaye ho. But anyway, that was an argumental thing. And we gave a lot of other options. Ki, Sir, real time you make something. He's very particular about that. It has to be this iron made and this.
Right.
Which we generally is a part of our plan. वो 12 बजे रात को वो हवन कुंड वहां उस जंगल में कैसे आया था अब याद नहीं है आ गया था एंड मुहूर्त पे शादी हो गई थी and the couple is very happy now that I know. Yeah, some of these wildest things has happened,
Right.
One of the weddings we did in Havelock Island, the most challenging project at one point of time for me, it was like 3-4 years back, wherein we did almost the entire Havelock Island was bought over, and we had to had a fera in Radhanagar beach, in mid of the Radhanagar beach, and we had almost like 15 hotels, 600 guests, all the way from different parts of the country to Port Blair to Havelock Island. A lot of logistic involvement, huge planning. And Radhanagar Beach by design is a forest land.
Yes.
You're not allowed to.
Yes.
So I remember that entire process of getting that executed and the challenges we faced and some of the last moment surprises that came has also been very, very challenging. Very more than challenging, it was wild, It was, good you're making me recall all this,
Of course. Yeah.
Because you move on and you keep doing and you don't recall. But yeah, that was very challenging. The overall wedding of Andaman. Yeah.
While I was carrying out my research, and preparing the questions, one thing that caught my eye was this recent event that you had done, I think like a month back, which was the talk of the town.
Right.
Yeah. So can you tell us what was unique about this particular event?
I think that the best part of that event was the family, the person who envisioned this, to be very honest with you. That was his vision. It was crazy what he had thought. And I remember getting a call around a month before, and he said, Manish, Delhi hai ki Bangalore? I just took a flight and came and met him, and I spent around a couple of hours with him. And when I understood what he has in mind and for his father's celebration, right? My immediate reaction was, are you sure? He said, I have thought about it for over a period of time, Manish. I have been sleeping over it. But I just don't know how it will happen. Is it possible also or not? The whole essence of this entire thing was to bring the flavors of India. And from 28 states and 8 union territories, create a whole setup around 1,500 plus people, right? Both in terms of food, design, the entertainment, end to end. And it was not that let's do कुछ स्टेट कर लेते हैं, कुछ स्टेट का ओवरलैपिंग है, नॉर्थ ईस्ट को एक बेल्ट बना देते हैं. It was specific of 28 state and 8 union territories. 36 places food.
Wow.
36 places mango bar, 36 states tea, coffee, desserts, pickles. That sourcing was, for example, I never knew what's the key cuisine of Nagaland or Mizoram, for example. Or that sourcing was a huge team which went on to sourcing. The setup, you wanted every single wall to reflect the flavors of India. The whole decor, the production. And then in terms of entertainment, you wanted every state folk music to be reflected. You wanted, the overall feel factor, because he had his this in mind that his father has been a traveler, and he has traveled across the different parts of the India, and he wants to reflect that on his this day. So we designed it, we executed it. Again, I had right partners to work with me. Great team, but on top of it, it was the vision, of the family who thought something like that. It was very, very challenging. And I'm happy to hear that's the talk of the town.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm a bit bad into social media.
No, so it caught my eye because I think also some of the giveaways that were given.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We had souvenirs from 36 places. And the idea was that when the guests are leaving,
Right.
so we rechanged the entire entrance, which was there at the beginning. And we display these souvenirs, which can be a takeaway by the family's guests to go. So the sourcing of a souvenir of Himachal to Uttarakhand to Kerala to every place. Daman, Diu, Andaman, Lakshadweep, very crazy.
Amazing.
And I don't mind saying that this was one of the projects which was like,
Very
you
close to
personally, after the end of the event, you go back to your room and you say, yes, you have done it. So I think I had that moment.
Let's talk about technology, tools, and trends in the wedding sector. How much tech do you use in wedding planning today?
So what's suppose something which started off with MS Office, which still remains there.
Right.
I still believe with 20, 30, 38, 30 years being into different parts of the world, वो MS Office आज भी है.
हाँ.
But in terms of few of the technologies which has worked for us, right, in terms of CRM tool, like we use a CRM tool, within the company, which helps us project by project managing our lead management and our overall process management. We have certain applications we incorporated in that. For RSVP, we have some apps which are collaboratively being done. Some of my partners, and wherein it's become very system oriented, right? Rather than the number of calls being done to the guest, number of it was always a factor because in family you keep having invitations and
right.
So that has reduced a lot. It's become very system driven, more in terms of app driven. That has helped a lot. The check-in processes, and the logistic processes. These apps and systems have helped a lot. Specific to, I think, some of the tools which a lot of venues and hotels have incorporated into that. That is helping us a lot. So there's there's an app which most of the 5-star hotels, VR theme, which they have incorporated, where they have the real-time layouting of the venue, real-time view 3D layouts of the venue.
Yeah.
And that all was being done at one point of time by individuals.
Yeah.
And that has helped a lot in terms of real-time explaining to the client what comes where and how it happens and everything. That's thing which has helped a lot. And I foresee eventually, this AI and the new trending technologies and all will surely make a very important role in content creation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It will help a lot. Content, not only in the form of literature, I think also in the form of design.
Eco-friendly barats with e-friendly vehicles and compostable decor are now currently becoming status symbols in weddings. Have you gotten any requests of this sort, and have you been able to incorporate this into your wedding
To a
planning?
certain extent.
Yeah.
It's trending. It has happened with us. We have executed one of the weddings where the couple was very particular about no plastic wedding. And so we executed that. Right. Then we had one of the weddings which was very, they don't want to use anything from which has been done from the tree, and a very biological thing. Not too many for us as a company, but I keep hearing this, it's happening. And it will eventually come to us, but in a very small way I do. But yeah, it will eventually happen.
Right.
And that's good to happen.
Yeah, of course.
The few of the things which should be taken care of in terms of specifically to the reusable of the flowers,
Right.
and the wastage of food, that will not reduce the grandiloquence. It's just that how it can be reused, how it can be recycled,
Right.
and use it for a better purpose. So let's say all the production companies and planners work together and come out with a model where post the event, whatever flowers, natural flowers have been gathered, how that can be collected and delivered
Right.
to organization,
Yes.
bodies which they use flowers for a different purpose, recycling
Correct.
purpose, rather than wasting it.
Yeah.
Even in the food perspective,
as well.
how that can be, both in terms of cooked food and the raw materials.
Right.
I think there are a lot of ways and means this can be done. And it's not necessary that the families come out with this kind of request.
Correct.
As a planner also, as a production house also, we need to plan internally that how do we
Right.
become more environmentally friendly, and if not now, then when.
Couples now hire full-time content teams, okay, so that every wedding trailer looks like a Netflix style trailer.
Right.
Okay. Do you foresee Catapult becoming part production house, part wedding planner?
I intend to do that. That's something which is not at a ground level now.
Right.
Very, very soon you're going to hear that. And I am conceptualizing something.
Right.
I think perhaps I'm first time discussing with somebody.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Where I do see myself Catapult as a brand to up the ladder, and in terms of not exactly content creation, concept creation.
Right.
To start with some OTT platforms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I know.
For the coming season, okay, what are some of the big projects that you're carrying out, as well as how do you envision the trends over this season?
So as I said, recently we just did something in Bangalore. By grace of God, the season looks promising, right? So I'm very happy that people still believe the Sri Lanka part of it. But genuinely, as I said, it's just 35% of my business. So there's a lot that happens. So coming season, we see ourselves very much in Bangalore. A lot of weddings we're doing in different parts of Bangalore. We are doing Jaipur a lot. We are doing a couple of good projects in Sri Lanka. And then we doing Udaipur, we are doing a couple of weddings. So it's broadly between Sri Lanka, Bangalore, Jaipur, and as of our team has also expanded a lot. And as you can see in Bangalore, quite an investment we have done, and blessed with good families here. So I keep shuffling between all these offices and territories, and she's only promising, and I foresee we working together a lot.
Absolutely, yeah, looking forward to that. If tomorrow someone gave you 50 crores to scale Catapult nationally, what would you do differently?
So first of all, this is a 100% Manish funded company. No loans, no credit cards, no bank loans ever in my life. I'm little reluctant in that.
Right.
So having said so, but that's a different part of the story, but it's a very hypothetical question that you've asked me. So money will not bring business to me.
Right.
This money which I would rather only take the money if I have a plan in hand. Right. definitely I'm not the kind of a person who's going to take money and, go all out in terms of marketing, opening branches everywhere in India and, managing that operation, because you know me by now, उतना
Yeah.
बसड़न नहीं होता अपने से,
हाँ.
right? So थोड़ा लाइफ सिंपल चाहिए. But if I genuinely take that money, I believe there are few territories. I love to talk about Bangalore as a market.
Yeah.
Very close to my heart, right? Sri Lanka has been a territory which has been my professional territory. Bangalore has been a territory which has given everything in life. Way back when I started my career, I got married, my first kid, my first house, my first car, to Catapultt, now having my first wedding studio here, the kind of team,
Right.
the love of these families, more than 50, 60 families here. So I would rather use that money in building some infrastructure, which I believe in Bangalore or weddings and events has a lot of demand and potential.
Right.
So I would rather have some of the best of venues of North Delhi,
Okay.
which I believe has the potential of running that successful in Bangalore also.
Got it.
And I would incorporate that here in Bangalore. So that's one thing I believe I would. But if you ask me national level में जाके क्या करोगे और इस पैसे को Catapult को pan India level brand क्या बनाओगे, so this is not a kind of business which I open a very lavish office and I get business. Perhaps there may be a model.
Right.
I am not gun for it.
Yeah.
Right? I would rather build a lifestyle venue or a lifestyle resort with many rooms and venues and invest on that.
Bloomberg just called Indian destination weddings Asia's hottest tourism driver. What new markets are you exploring? And if there's any one particular market that you are looking at, have there been any logistical knots that you would like to untie or that you have faced?
Yeah, so I think as far as logistical challenges and all, I think it all depends on the volume. Once any territory starts generating volume, those all can be addressed. The whole world is looking at Indian weddings. As I said in the initial part of my conversation, Sri Lanka is just 10% explored. So I feel there's a lot that can be done in Sri Lanka. There's one territory which is still not explored to the extent what it can be. Other than that, I find Vietnam is a very interesting market.
Yeah.
I also see certain parts of India, not only internationally, specific to India, with our support of the Honorable Prime Minister and the current government. So a lot of infrastructure development happening in terms of big brands coming out with larger inventories. In like Lakshadweep, they are coming up with. Even if you see a lot of heritage sites like Ayodhya and Banaras, have now slowly converted into a wedding destination. Rishikesh is a happening destination. I see a lot of opportunity in Northeast territory, if the inventories and the connectivities becomes better. People from a different part have not exploded, still not exploded. So there are multiple pockets in India. Trust me. For example, I always find that if somebody wishes to do a wedding in summer, want to do a mountain wedding, so the number of inventory, is there's much more that can be done, right? So I believe this pockets territories, if within India itself, right,
there's a lot of potential.
There's a lot of potential,
right?
Because just imagine which location gives you a beach feel, a palatial feel like Rajasthan, a desert feel like Jaisalmer, a God's own country like Kerala.
Yeah.
Then you have, the whole landscape of, heritage sites like Agra. You have this Varanasi. You have Ganga's backdrop at Rishikesh. And then Goa has its own vibes.
Right.
Northeast will give you a landscape which nobody would have thought about. The whole nature. So I don't find anywhere in the world this
Yeah.
diversified, landscaping can be provided. And I'm very fortunate that the current government and, as I said, our honorable Prime Minister is very much focused towards it.
Yeah.
And they see this as a potential business opportunity.
Right.
To develop. This not only brings scales up Indian weddings in India. I see a lot of people traveling to India to conduct their weddings in India.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a
Lot of-
lot that can be offered.
Right.
Even just if I take one territory as like maybe Delhi to Jaipur or Jaipur hookers, with the kind of inventory you have currently, when if it is doubled, I see there's a lot of business to come, if not more. So there's a lot of potential in India as a market.
If your daughter quit her job tomorrow and came and said to you that I want to become an entrepreneur, what's the first advice that you'll give?
Yes. So any decision in life should not be driven by commercial reasons.
Yeah.
So she should be passionate about it. She has. That's one thing that I would perhaps ask her why she wants to become an entrepreneur. Is this something coming from here?
Yeah.
So if that is so, advice क्या देंगे आजकल के बच्चों को advice? हमें advice देते हैं आजकल. But yeah, one learning of life, if I say how much I'm able to articulate it, I don't know. Be honest to yourself first.
Yeah.
I think, but if you are honest to yourself, आगे बाद की सब elementary है.
Yeah, everything
When I
else
say
will
honest to yourself, how honest you are from the time you get up in the morning to the time you sleep,
follow. Right.
the way you talk to your family, the way you talk to your friends, the way you talk to your clients, the way you deal with the situations. That honesty is the baseline.
Correct.
उसके बाद trust, discipline, blah 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 सब आता रहता है. Honest to yourself. Be honest to yourself. If that is one advice I would give to them, but yeah.
So we are pretty much done with the entire list of questions. Now we are going to get into the fun segments. Okay.
That was I was waiting for.
Yeah. The first one is called Mishaps and Mayhem. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a list of questions. These are hypothetical situations that I put forward to you.
Okay.
And you have to tell me how you're going to handle it. Okay.
You're putting me on a spot, Vicky.
Yeah. Okay. It's 30 minutes to the Muhurat, and the bride realizes that the Mangal Sutra is still in the hotel locker room.
And after dishing.
Yeah. How would you fix this?
First thing first, I will plan that how quick can I get it on time by the Muhurat time. If let's say that is not possible,
Right.
On a human note, पंडित जी को समझाएंगे.
हाँ.
देखो सर कुछ 10-15 मिनट आगे पीछे का मुहूर्त है क्या, या एक बार आप मौली हमारे हिंदुओं में काफी शुभ चीज मानी जाती है.
हाँ.
I don't know if it's right or wrong answer. There's no right and wrong here. I'm just assuming that it never happened in the past.
Right.
तो मैं बोलूँगा सर मौली से मंगलसूत्र कराओ.
हाँ.
आधे घंटे में आ रहा है.
हाँ.
तो इसी तरह हैंडल करेंगे कि मतलब इसका क्या टेम्पलेट बेस्ड आंसर तो है नहीं कुछ.
There's a drunk uncle who gets on the mic.
Oh my God.
When the Fera's announcements are happening. Okay, how would you handle this
If
situation?
family is okay, I take a back step. There's a line.
Yeah.
There's a plan. I believe we should not cross. Or
Right.
I don't feel like crossing.
Yeah.
अंकल जी ने पी ली.
हाँ.
अंकल जी का मन है बात करने का, गाना गाने का. फैमिली ओके है, फैमिली एंजॉय कर रही है.
तो हम क्या करें? हाँ.
If family is vocal about it,
हाँ.
has happened in the past.
हाँ.
Family is vocal about it, but they can't say it.
Right.
There's a planner. It has happened. I just or one of my team members, senior member who's close to the family, or myself, we just step up and well, have a pack together.
Yeah.
Put an arm on his shoulder and take him to the bar counter and have another drink with him.
Yeah.
Only if
family is okay with it.
Family.
Yeah. A hypothetical situation wherein the generator goes off right before the couple's entry.
Okay. You are rubbing me on the points which has all happened.
I know.
जेनसेट का भी बैकअप जेनसेट रखते हैं हम इवेंट में. ऐसा भी सिचुएशन हुआ है, दोनों उड़ गया, ट्रांसफॉर्मर ही उड़ गई. एंट्री के पॉइंट उतर गई. कभी मिड ऑफ द आर्टिस्ट परफॉर्मिंग ऑन द स्टेज उड़ गया, बहुत रेयर है, लेकिन हो जाता है।
राइट।
एनी इवेंट गाइस सेज कि ऐसा कभी मेरे साथ नहीं हुआ है, तो आई डाउट ऐसा होता है। नहीं होना चाहिए, प्लान होने चाहिए, बट हो जाता है।
राइट।
कैसे हैंडल करेंगे उस सिचुएशन को? बी प्रेजेंट, फिक्स इट, दैट ड्यूरेशन which it will take is a real problem. If you're standing there, you're facing that with the client and hold his hands, give him that warmness,
Yeah.
trust,
Right.
बहुत important है। I think clients understand.
Yeah.
ये कट करके 6 महीने में पिक्चर नहीं बन रही है, 1.5 साल में। ये एक गाने की शूटिंग 25 दिन चल रही है।
राइट।
ये रियल टाइम इवेंट है। जयमाला क्लिक नहीं हुआ तो कान कर एक बार और, ऐसे नहीं होता। जस्ट एट दैट मोमेंट दिस लॉट दैट प्लानिंग इज टू बी डन।
या,
हो जाता है। बट
just be present,
be there
and hold
be
them.
present,
Yeah, and walk them through it.
stand next to me,
Yeah.
everything will be okay.
200 guests are confirmed, 350 guests show up.
So it generally it does not affect, see, ऐसा नहीं होगा कि फ्लाइट से आ रहे हैं या लॉजिस्टिक में एयरपोर्ट अराइवल में पे लोगों का डिफरेंस आ गया, वो नहीं होता है।
राइट।
2 4 5 लोग हो गए तो on the day of the event, for the event they come, hope it's still manageable. Does the service levels, the operation level remains the same? No, कुछ तो compromise होता है।
Right.
If something is like, you cannot double the number,
Of course.
right?
Yeah.
10%, 20% here and there in terms of number count is within, we commit to say we'll ensure the same service levels are given.
Yeah.
But double ही हो गया तो कहीं ना कहीं तो कुछ ना कुछ तो compromise होगा. Families have to understand. We don't intend to do that, right? But that's for any biggest of 5-star hotels है। मतलब आप किसी को अगर मिनिमम गारंटी तो 50 लोग या 150 लोग आ जाए, तो होटल भी खाना नहीं खिला सकता।
राइट।
तो यार हम प्लानर्स हैं, पार्ट ऑफ फैमिली, मैजिशियन थोड़ी ना है।
Let's say there's a 3-tier cake that has been readied and it gets damaged in transit.
हाँ, मतलब
ये भी हुआ है।
देखिए सब हुआ है, सब होता है, राइट। कुछ मेरे साथ हुआ होगा, कुछ इंडस्ट्री में हुआ होगा, कुछ जानकार के साथ था वहाँ हुआ होगा, लेकिन होता है, राइट। अगेन से नहीं होना चाहिए, लेकिन होता है। क्या करेंगे यार, दूसरा 3 टायर अगर डिजाइन बेस्ड केक का दोबारा तो नहीं बन सकता। रियल टाइम जो केक उस समय अवेलेबल होगा वो केक देंगे। अगर 5 स्टार में हो रहा है तो 5 स्टार ऑलवेज हैव अ बेकरी ऑन देयर ओन सेल्फ, कुछ केक लाएंगे, फैमिलीज को जाएंगे और जाके सामने समझाएंगे कि भाई ये हो गया, इट इज अ नॉट इंटेंशनल, हो गया। अगर कुछ का बैकअप प्लान है, अगर वो सपोज वो केक सुबह हो गया था और शाम का इवेंट है तो बनवा हो जाता है। इवेंट के 1 घंटे पहले ही हुआ है तो रियल टाइम फेस करेंगे, सिचुएशन हैंडल करेंगे। 100 की सीधी है, खड़े रहो, सामने बात करो, प्लान प्रॉपर करो, सिचुएशन नहीं आएंगी। अब आप जितना ही प्लानिंग कर लो, केक लिफ्ट में ही गिर गया किसी से, handle the situation here.
Okay, but has there ever been a situation wherein you have walked out of a wedding because of a client's extremely unruly behavior?
Yes.
Okay.
It has happened once with me.
Right.
In one of my wedding in Sri Lanka. I don't want to remember that moment, but when I look back, I am proud that I did it. One of the friends of the family, of the grooms, right, had a bad misbehavior. Only not misbehavior, something more than that, with one of my team members. And which is not acceptable.
Of course.
Any धंधा काम नहीं होता बॉस। I come from a business family background, money is important, but हमारे culture बहुत strong है। I stopped it. Till the time I just simple request, and I don't want to spoil it. It's a very emotional moment of your life. But उस बंदे का क्या सॉरी तो बोलना पड़ेगा। But thanks to the family, they're really, really good. Right. They understand. And we also did not stress it further. Right. Okay. We continued with that. But at that moment, I was very clear with that. I have to voice it out. Because they are like my families. Right. Yeah. Some of the girls and, even the boys, they travel to different parts of the world, or simple trust by their parents that, Manish जा रहा है साथ with the house, they'll be taken care of. So it's a very, very big responsibility on my part. And at this part of my life, at this junction of my life, I believe it's मैं अपने आप को माफ नहीं कर पाऊँ.
Right. Yeah.
It's just not about the fabric. It applies to every single partner who are associated.
I'm going to ask you some questions now, okay? And you just have to answer in whether it's true or false or it depends. These are going to be one-liners that I'm going to put out, and you just have to answer on these
True,
three
false,
options.
or
Yeah. Okay. Every outdoor mandap must face the sunset for perfect photos.
not necessary.
If your guest list is under 100, you don't really need a professional planner.
You need professional planner even you are having a Rakhi celebration in your house of 50 people.
Fresh flower decor always costs more than high quality paper or silk installations.
False.
Destination weddings end up cheaper because the guest list is smaller.
False.
Live streaming was just something that was employed during the pandemic. No one will bother in 2026.
False. Will keep on happening.
Pinterest palettes look great online, but almost never translate to real life.
True.
Yeah.
Be honest.
If rain is in the forecast, a clear top tent is the safest universal backup.
True. Yeah. Like in terms of German tent, waterproof tent. Yep.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to name certain categories of vendors, okay? And you can do a shout out or call out to that one vendor who's like, your best choice in this particular category.
I have to name them.
Yes.
Was industry लड़ाई करवाओगे आप? I work with a lot of people. So, yeah,
Okay,
please
you can
shoot.
give me the top
Yeah,
two.
no problem.
Yeah,
Please
okay.
shoot. Please shoot.
Right. Florist, floral installation specialist.
I am very comfortable with working with Glitz Decor as a company from Delhi.
Decor fabricator.
I have one guy in Bangalore, his name is Kishore. In terms of fabrication, he's very good.
DJ or live band.
DJ is always Vicky, my best friend. The live band, okay, I have to name somebody.
Is
So
in your
many
top.
of them. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I would
No
skipping
problem.
this.
Caterer and live station chef team.
I work very extensively with Hemant ji, UCH, United Chat House from Delhi.
Okay.
Man to go. Just love working with him. Yeah.
Photographer and content crew.
Quite a lot of them. I work with Shutterdown a lot. I work with Arjun Khatra a lot. Then there are a lot of them. Okay. Name one of them will be wrong one. And this is very specific to couple.
Right. Yeah, it's more
So
a
it's like
couple's
very
choice
specific
as
to
well.
couple.
Yeah. Sound and light vendor.
Territory specific.
Right.
Every territory, Sri Lanka I have somebody in my work with Mahesh. Bangalore I work with Jatin. Delhi I work with Rahul or Monty. So every sound production is always specific to territory.
Makeup artist.
Very bride driven.
Okay.
Can't name anyone.
Venue manager or property liaison.
Any individual person from the fraternity, there are a lot of them. I know Deepak Behl, who used to earlier work with Crown Plaza, is a very good friend. He was then associated with us in the brand also. Golshire team, or in Jaipur, Taja May team, or Leela is overall as a team. Very comfortable working with him.
So now we are going to get into a segment called the soundtrack shuffle. Okay. I'm going to name the moment and you have to tell me a proven track that will work for that particular moment. Bharat Arrival.
Angna Mein Padharo. That song.
Yeah.
Tried and tasted.
Damad Ji
Angna Mein Padharo. That's a very nice song.
Bride's Walk to the Mandap.
Ambar Saria has been very famous. Then I didn't. First thing Ambar Saria comes to mind.
Varmala Exchange.
I am personally a big fan of the loud chanting of Gayatri Mantra. Yeah. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha.
Yeah. First dance.
There's a song of Shahrukh and Kajol, Dilwale, Suraj Hua Madhyam. I love that song for that couple first dance. Yeah.
Okay. Cocktail hour vibe setter.
Mika ji, any song.
Okay. Vidai.
So there was a movie long back. There's not that song is I tend to propose to a lot of my families. एक दाता बोल की मूवी थी, लॉन्ग बैक मिठू की, इसमें था बहना तेरे अंगना की, that was a Bidai song. Otherwise, Babul one
Babul
song
Ki
has been
Duai,
there,
yeah.
but that song from Data is something which always catches me emotionally also.
Okay. After party 2 a.m. final song.
Amitabh Bachchan.
अपनी तो जैसे थे.
Apni to jaise tes. Yes, yes. And I think it always happens.
Yeah,
It
of
generally
course.
happens.
Yeah,
It has a different vibes to it.
right.
Janu
Correct.
meri jaan, apni to jaise tes.
Yeah, yeah. So now we are going to just play one final game before we close out today. Okay, this is called the budget blitz. Okay.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a budget. Okay, and you will have to allocate the budget to specifically separate categories. Okay, and you have to do it like in a minute. Okay, you have a minute to allocate that.
Okay. Okay. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is like a 5 crore destination wedding. Okay. The 5 crore is the budget you have. And you specifically have to allocate it to decor, food, tech, entertainment, content crew, and any other surprise element that you want to add.
Not the venue. Venue is booked.
Yeah, venue is booked.
So if I have to be specific, 2 CR for decor, 1 for artist, 1 for food,
Okay.
and
Yeah, 1 CR left now.
1 CR
And there
with
is
the tech, sound,
and content crew.
hampers, elements, and other things, the content and everything.
Okay.
So this is my vision
Yeah.
of it. I am very driven on production and decor. So
Yeah.
maybe somebody will answer it differently.
Right.
But, that's how I intend to design the budget.
Also, what's the future vision that you see for Catapult 5 years from now?
I, apart from planning, which we keep on improving our skill sets and do larger, better, bigger projects, I do myself see diverting, collaborating on the concept creation part of the OTT platforms, which I
Right.
envision to do.
Yeah.
And, we already have some plans in mind. 5 years down the line, I will surely be running my own resort, perhaps.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Things have started working on it, and takes little time. But I think if you give me a frame of 5 years,
Yeah.
then maybe having a coffee there in my resort, my next coffee with you.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
I
Amazing.
wish to do that.
Yeah. Manishji, thank you for all the insight, and it's been a wonderful chat. I personally known you, for quite some time now, and I'm very grateful and thankful to you for also mentoring me, right? And you're a great leader, you're a visionary, and I really love how you plan and execute your weddings end to end. And there's a very closely knit work culture that even you have built, within your teams in the manner and in the sense that how they look up to you, for mentorship and guidance, as well as how you handhold your teams, in dealing with the client and on ground execution. There's a lot to learn in spending time with you, and the more I spend time with you, I discover new facets every time. And I'm very thrilled to have you on the VIC Fix.
If it was not you, I was not doing this.
I
I have a very strong comfort zone with you.
Yeah.
And I have seen your journey.
Yeah.
And I think I feel very happy seeing you today. The way you have succeeded and you will keep on succeeding. And the moment you said me you want to do this, my first reaction, Vicky,
Right.
you kept on. I have to really thank you for you kept on pushing me to do this. So if not you, I would not have done it. Love you by heart.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming on the VIC Fix. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.